It's that time of year again. The leaves are falling, we're cranking up the heaters, coffee changes from iced to hot, and we settle in to talk about streaming and what growth looks like in 2020. Buckle the heck up, friends. What's up, everyone? It's Ashley. I'm a stream coach and the author of the Build Your Dream Stream ebook, and I'm going to tell you about what is working to grow my clients and what is not working. The first thing I want to talk about is the 2 ways that you can grow on a saturated platform. This is by either being divisive or going viral. I don't typically recommend using division as a growth mechanism for streaming because it can damage your brand. It can make people lose trust in you. However, it does work. This is why Keemstar is blown up. This is why Drama Alert is huge. This is why there are so many creators like Raj Patel absolutely blowing it up whenever it comes to divisiveness and drama. There are some successful creators who are trying to figure out how they can manipulate division in order to get themselves more attention. Essentially, this looks like them trying to find something that's just slightly divisive in order to grow their communities. So for those of you out there wondering, can cancel culture actually grow creators? It can. Another way to grow is by going viral, but virality is really difficult to replicate cross-platform. If someone blows up massively on Twitter, getting those people to translate over to Twitch or YouTube or another platform can be really difficult if you are not using really great call to actions. Even if you do have great call to actions, that doesn't mean that people are going to translate over to your other platforms. However, if you want to grow, being divisive or going viral does guarantee eyeballs on you. If we can't use division or virality to create on-platform growth for ourselves, then we want to focus on the growth coming from off our streaming platform. So what does this look like? In my opinion, the best way to grow your stream by using off-platform growth is through diversifying your content. This means use Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, podcasts, and anything else that is relevant to the zeitgeist to bring more traffic back to your stream. This sounds like a lot of work, and it is. But it's great because you're diversifying and not putting all of your eggs into a single basket. The reason using these other platforms is so great is because they have discoverability systems and algorithms. A major drawback to streaming right now is that being discovered is really, really difficult unless you're already at the top of directories and you already have the most viewers. But someone who's trying to grow their stream doesn't have the most viewers. They're trying to figure out how to get more people to them so they can appear at the top of directories. That's where these algorithmic platforms come in. The mistake I see a lot of streamers making here, 2 different mistakes. One is that they make completely different content everywhere. And then the second is that they just repurpose their stream content onto YouTube in the form of archiving their streams. It's easier to become known for something if you make the same content on multiple platforms. And it's easier to stand out on those platforms whenever you're not trying to compete in an incredibly populated gaming category. Diversifying your content leads to more impact and more stability. The next piece of this is don't just diversify. Learn what quality looks like. Like I said last year, it's not enough to be good. Live streaming really requires you to be great. In order to be great, you have to create content that's good, but we don't become good without trying. Learning how to improve 1% on each platform every single day can eventually place your content above people who just aren't looking to innovate. So create content on multiple platforms, but make sure that it's good, not just there. It's also important to create a large portfolio of work. It's not enough to just exist. You need to create a valuable portfolio that other people can look at and get excited about. People need to see all of your YouTube videos, your podcast episodes, your social media, and your streams, and get a really good sense of who you are and what you stand for. But this portfolio has to be valuable. So make sure that you are educating, entertaining, inspiring people or connecting them. The next point comes from my good friend Say No to Rage. He is incredibly knowledgeable about streaming. Make sure that you check out his channel. Does a lot of stuff in the Destiny community. And he believes, and so do I believe, that going into 2020 and 2021, that the best streamers are going to be marketable beyond video games. So what does that mean? This means that you need to define who you are, who your community is and what you do beyond just the games that you play. If Twitch has to choose between two people for partnership, one person has 100 viewers but they're doing the same thing as everyone else, and one person has 60 or 70 viewers but they're doing something unique and different, it's a better business move for them to choose the person with less viewership who's doing something different, because that person can bring more users to their platform. These types of people who are doing something different usually embody a belief or have a content style that hasn't been seen before. They're doing something super fresh, and because no one is alone in their interests, there are many communities out there, maybe on Reddit or Facebook or YouTube, that don't have a streamer representation for them yet. In fact, there's an entire team at Twitch called the Content Acquisition Team, and their job is to go to other platforms, find these really passionate communities, and then take their leader and make them a streamer on Twitch. And this results in new users and new content that hasn't been seen before on the platform. And Twitch is all about that. When you do this, you're doing something unique and different. And even if you don't get as much viewership, sometimes Twitch will choose to work with you because of your ability to draw people to you and not necessarily just to the games that you play. Having a brand that's marketable beyond video games means that you're more versatile and you're probably a better fit for sponsorships and opportunities from the platform you're on or companies you want to work with. Now, since we're talking about diversifying your content and creating a large portfolio and having a brand that's marketable beyond video games, we know that there is a lot of work that it takes to really be successful as a creator now. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell y'all that having a team is incredibly important for this. It's really difficult whenever you're still in a 9-to-5 job to manage your live stream, your YouTube, your podcast, and all of your social media and the community management, everything else that a streamer is supposed to do. However, a lot of us think that in order to have a team, we have to already be very successful and making a lot of money so that we can financially compensate people. Now, yes, you need to be paying your team. Absolutely. But there are also other more powerful ways to incentivize people to come with you on your journey and to help you through video editing or photography or copywriting, marketing for you. And I'm going to make a video about this soon. Let me know down in the comments if you want this, because this is a really important topic that I don't see a lot of people talking about, and I personally would be nowhere without my team. So we have diversification. We have a large body of work. We have a team to help us create this, but how are we maintaining everything? How do we pay the bills? Having a decentralized monetization strategy is going to be incredibly important, especially with how much all of these streaming platforms are changing. I'm sure y'all know streaming income is fickle. One month you can make hundreds or thousands, the next month you could make $5 and not be able to afford a pizza. When you go viral or divisive, those numbers will recede at some point. It's very rare that someone is able to maintain all of that attention forever. So protecting yourself for the future is really important. And even if you don't go divisive or viral, building yourself up to be self-sustaining from day one is huge. There are a lot of creators who haven't done this, and then they end up going full time and at some point not being able to pay the bills and they have to go back to work. So creating a monetization strategy should be something that is in your mind in the very beginning. In my opinion, the best way to do this is to have a presence on all of these different platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, your podcast, and have a product that you own 100% of profits from that you sell in every single place you have a presence online. It can be anything. It can be an ebook, it can be a course, it can be a trading card game, it can be a stuffed animal. It really doesn't matter, whatever fits your brand, but learn how to create something and sell it to people and make it fun so that they want to buy it. I think the next piece that's really important here is that we start to have a mindset shift about streaming and we learn what it is and what it isn't. If you didn't stream, would you have a community? If you say no, you're in a pretty dangerous position. Streaming is only one tool in your toolbox. It's a fantastic tool. It's amazing and beautiful and fun and exciting, but it's not the only tool, and you can't be live constantly for everyone. You need to take time off to sleep or to take a vacation, or maybe someday you get really sick and you can't stream, or maybe you get burnt out on it and so you need to take a couple months off. Evergreen content is incredibly important in those times. Evergreen content is essentially content that's there constantly. It's YouTube videos, podcast episodes. It's stuff that is always up and is always relevant. So you always have a presence regardless if you're live or not. People won't forget about you. When you utilize other platforms and you treat streaming as a single tool in your toolbox, you start to lose the romanticization that we all have with streaming, and you start to realize that it is not the end-all be-all of your success. It is not going to dictate you being able to be your own boss, and you can still sit at home and play video games constantly if you have a way to monetize yourself and you have content that's out there selling your products, your services for you. Now, I don't know everything. I'm sure there are a lot of other ways to grow. Let me know down in the comments what's working for you or what's working for your friends. And this is also the good advice, right? But there's bad advice too. Click over here to check out the streaming advice that I used to give that sucks now. I'll see you over in the next video. Bye!